The Young and the Restless Spoilers breaking news: a deadly threat. Ian Ward's decision. Ian Ward was a man who thrived in the shadows, manipulating events to suit his twisted agenda. But now, he faced a threat that could unravel everything: Alan, the hypnotist. Alan had the skills and knowledge to help Sharon uncover the truth about Heather's murder, a truth that could implicate Ian in ways he couldn't afford. Alan had to be eliminated. Ian's plan was as calculated as it was ruthless. He reached out to Jordan, a trusted operative with a history of carrying out delicate assignments. This time, her task was more dangerous than ever: to disguise herself as a mysterious woman, gain Alan's trust, and poison him. Alan's death would cut off Sharon's access to the hypnosis sessions, leaving her without the crucial evidence needed to clear her name. For Jordan, the assignment was terrifying. She knew the risks: if caught, she would face prison, or worse. But Ian's orders were absolute, and Jordan didn't dare defy him. Alan's refusal and Sharon's desperation. Meanwhile, Sharon was on edge. She was closer than ever to proving her innocence, but time was running out. Every moment spent waiting felt like a missed opportunity to uncover the truth and clear her name. Alan, however, insisted on caution. "You're too stressed, Sharon," he told her during their last session. "Hypnosis doesn't work unless your mind is calm and receptive. Take some time to rest. We'll try again when you're ready." But Sharon couldn't rest. Her nights were sleepless, her mind racing with possibilities. The weight of the accusations against her, coupled with the looming court date, made it impossible to relax. She knew Alan was right: her mental state would affect the hypnosis, but the urgency of the situation drove her to push harder than ever. Jordan's deadly mission. As Sharon wrestled with her impatience, Jordan was preparing to strike. She carefully disguised herself as a sophisticated, unassuming woman, blending into the crowds of Genoa City with practiced ease. Her plan was simple but effective: pose as someone seeking Alan's professional services, gain access to his private space, and deliver the poison undetected. When she finally met Alan, he was charming and professional, completely unaware of the danger he was in. Jordan played her part perfectly, feigning interest in a session and subtly slipping the poison into his drink while he was distracted. Her heart raced as she waited for the toxin to take effect, but she maintained her composure, masking her fear behind a calm exterior. Moments later, Alan began to falter, his body betraying the first signs of the poison's effects. Jordan left quickly, her job done. As she disappeared into the night, she couldn't shake the fear that someone might have seen her, or that Alan might have left behind some clue that would lead the authorities to her. The discovery of Alan's body. The next morning, Genoa City was shaken by the news: Alan had been found dead in his office. His body was discovered by a colleague, who immediately called the police. The scene was surreal: Alan lying motionless, his expression frozen in an eerie stillness. The cause of death wasn't immediately apparent, leaving detectives baffled. The death of Alan sent shockwaves through the community. His reputation as a skilled hypnotist and his involvement in Sharon's case made his sudden demise even more significant. For Sharon, the news was devastating. Alan had been her last hope of uncovering the truth, and now he was gone. Nick tried to comfort her, but Sharon was inconsolable. "How could this happen?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "He was the only one who could help me." The investigation begins. Detective Chance Chancellor was assigned to the case, and he quickly realized the complexity of the situation. Alan's death wasn't just a tragic loss. It was a potential piece in a larger puzzle. As Chance began to dig into Alan's recent activities, he discovered his connection to Sharon and her ongoing legal battle. Someone wanted him out of the picture, Chance speculated to his team. The question is, who? With no immediate suspects and no obvious motive, the investigation stalled. The poison used to kill Alan was untraceable, and the lack of witnesses made it nearly impossible to identify the culprit. For now, the case remained a mystery, but Chance was determined to uncover the truth. Ian Ward's victory. For Ian Ward, the plan had gone off without a hitch. Alan was dead, and with him, the chance for Sharon to prove her innocence. Ian watched from the shadows as Genoa City reeled from the news, satisfied that his threat had been neutralized. But Ian wasn't one to rest easy. He knew that every loose end needed to be tied up, and Jordan's role in the murder was a liability he couldn't ignore. Jordan, meanwhile, lived in constant fear of being exposed. She avoided public places and spent her days looking over her shoulder, haunted by the knowledge of what she had done. The fallout. Sharon's hope for vindication now rested on finding an alternative way to prove her innocence. With Alan gone, her path forward seemed more uncertain than ever. But Sharon wasn't one to give up easily. Fueled by determination and supported by Nick, she vowed to find another way to uncover the truth about Heather's murder. For Genoa City, Alan's death was just the beginning of a larger storm. The ripples of his murder would spread far and wide, implicating figures like Ian Ward and raising questions about the lengths people would go to protect their secrets. And as Chance continued his investigation, he couldn't shake the feeling that Alan's death was part of something much bigger, a conspiracy that threatened to engulf everyone involved. Alan's true identity. A man of shadows. Alan's death brought more questions than answers, not just about his murder but about his life. To most people, Alan was a skilled hypnotist, a man with an uncanny ability to uncover hidden memories and guide his clients toward clarity. But as Detective Chance Chancellor delved deeper into his background, he began to uncover a more sinister side to Alan's story. Alan had led a double life. On the surface, he was a professional therapist who worked with high-profile clients, including Sharon. Beneath that polished veneer, however, Alan had ties to several unsavory figures, including Ian Ward. Their connection wasn't immediately clear, but whispers of Alan's involvement in Ian's past schemes began to surface. Could Alan have been more than just a hypnotist? Was he complicit in Ian's dark manipulations? Chance couldn't shake the feeling that Alan had known his death was coming. His meticulous records, cryptic notes, and encrypted files suggested a man who lived in constant fear. It wasn't just Ian Ward Alan had to worry about. His work had made him enemies in high places. A trail of secrets. The investigation into Alan's murder took a chilling turn when detectives found a hidden safe in his office. Inside were stacks of files, audio recordings, and photographs, evidence of his sessions with clients, including Sharon. But the most shocking discovery was a file labeled Heather's Murder. The file contained fragments of Sharon's memories from her hypnosis sessions, along with Alan's personal notes. He had been piecing together clues about Heather's death, and his findings suggested that Sharon's repressed memories might hold the key to identifying the killer. But there was no conclusion, no definitive answer, just hints of a shadowy figure whose identity remained just out of reach. Chance realized the implications immediately. Whoever killed Alan wasn't just trying to silence him, he said to his team. They were trying to destroy evidence that could exonerate Sharon and expose Heather's real killer. The camera footage. As investigators scoured Alan's office and reviewed nearby security footage, they discovered a potential breakthrough: grainy images of a woman entering Alan's building the night of his death. The woman, disguised in a trench coat and wide-brimmed hat, matched the description of no known associates. Chance studied the footage closely, his instincts telling him this wasn't a random act. "Look at how she moves," he said to one of his officers. "She's careful, deliberate." This was planned. Unbeknownst to the police, the woman in the footage was Jordan, carrying out Ian Ward's orders to poison Alan. Her disguise had been flawless, but Chance's sharp eye caught something she had overlooked: a faint smudge on the camera lens that distorted her profile, giving investigators a potential clue to follow. Ian Ward's growing threat. Ian Ward's involvement in Alan's murder became an open secret among those who knew his history. Ian had always been a master manipulator, orchestrating chaos from behind the scenes. For Ian, Alan's death wasn't just a precaution, it was a calculated move to ensure Sharon never uncovered the truth about Heather's murder. Ian's lack of remorse was chilling. He reveled in the chaos he had unleashed, confident that his tracks were well covered. But Ian underestimated the determination of both Sharon and Chance. The more he tried to tighten his grip, the more cracks began to appear in his carefully constructed plans. Jordan, on the other hand, was unraveling. The weight of what she had done, coupled with the fear of being caught, began to eat away at her. Ian's reassurances did little to soothe her growing paranoia. She couldn't shake the image of Alan's lifeless body or the knowledge that she had been the one to end his life. Sharon's despair and determination for Sharon, Alan's death was both a devastating blow and a rallying cry. She had been so close to proving her innocence, and now the man who could have exonerated her was gone. But Sharon wasn't ready to give up. "Alan believed in me," she told Nick. "He knew I wasn't a killer. I owe it to him and to Heather to find the truth." Nick, ever supportive, vowed to help Sharon navigate this new challenge. Together, they began reviewing the notes Alan had left behind, searching for anything that might point to Heather's real killer. "Whoever did this is scared," Sharon said, her voice resolute. "They know we're close, and they're trying to stop us. But I won't let them win." Chance's race against time. Detective Chance Chancellor was relentless in his pursuit of justice. He knew that Alan's murder was the key to unraveling a larger conspiracy, one that involved Ian Ward, Jordan, and whoever had killed Heather. But without concrete evidence, his investigation faced mounting obstacles. Chance doubled down, ordering forensic analysis of Alan's office and pushing his team to identify the woman in the security footage. "We're not just solving a murder," he reminded them. "We're stopping a cover-up." As the investigation progressed, Chance began to see the outlines of a tangled web of deception and betrayal. Ian and Jordan's roles in Alan's death were becoming clearer, but the identity of Heather's killer remained elusive. The killer's motive, however, was obvious as fear. Fear that Sharon, with Alan's help, might have uncovered their face in her fragmented memories. A city on edge. Alan's murder sent shockwaves through Genoa City, leaving the community on edge. The revelation that Alan might have been on the verge of uncovering Heather's killer raised the stakes for everyone involved. For Sharon, it was a painful reminder of how close she had come to clearing her name. For Ian and Jordan, it was a warning that their secrets were far from safe. And for Detective Chance, it was a call to action. The pieces were there, he just had to fit them together before Ian's shadowy influence silenced the truth for good. The monster revealed Ian and Jordan had crossed a line, revealing the true depths of their depravity. They had silenced Alan, but in doing so, they had exposed their monstrous nature. Ian's arrogance and Jordan's growing instability made them both dangerous, not just to Sharon but to anyone who stood in their way. As Genoa City braced for the fallout, one thing was clear: the truth about Heather's murder was more dangerous than anyone had realized. And the fight for justice had only just begun. This narrative is packed with suspense, emotional stakes, and a sense of urgency, leaving room for further twists and climactic revelations. Let me know if you'd like more detail on specific characters or events.